Thank you, Mindy and Holly Everbloom. Happy February, everyone. I have a lot to go over today, so I'm going to be as quick as I can with some announcements and some business. First of all, sad news. A long-time early congregant has passed, Faith Hansen. And we will let you all know when the funeral is and post it. Where will we post it?
On the website, depending on when it is.
Yeah, on the website and perhaps on our Wednesday newsletter. So we'll let everybody know, okay? Unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to know Faith, but I know she's been around this community for a long, long time. The next thing I wanted to do before I jump into my talk is ask you guys, who in here has taken a class in this community? Ooh, lots of hands. Lots of hands. So what I have today is I have certificates of completion. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to read out names. I'm not going to have you come up here because we'd have a lot of people up here. But you'll come see me afterwards in my office and I'll give you your certificates. This is what I want to say about classes. If you are one of the people in here that are more introverted, that don't come on a Sunday and meet new people because that's not kind of your style, a class is a perfect way to get to know people at a deeper level. And not only that, coming into our classes is a great way to really embody these teachings. So it doesn't matter where you're at on your journey. If you're a newbie to metaphysics, or you've been around for 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years, a class is a great way to get to know people. And I know that Teresa, one of our practitioners, has taken foundations many times over again. I know Rick has done the same. We've got wonderful classes and wonderful people for you to meet. So I'm going to start with foundations that we did in 2025. So again, what I ask for you to do is just stand. And we'll see, and you might get called multiple times because you did multiple classes. Chantel Harrison. And if you're not here, and you're watching online, let me know and we'll send it to you. Lori Tuckfield. Bonnie Fletcher. Joanne Jacobs. There she is back there waving. Chris Copper. Okay. Bruce. Peach, yes. And Mark Osterloff. And I think Mark was here earlier and he got away. So stay standing because we're going to see how many people. Jennifer. Yes. Yes, you graduated. Yeah. Okay. The next class is, and I want to say something about this class because when you see these people stand up, and they might already be standing, these are the people that are going to possibly, someday, if they choose to, be our next group of practitioners. So this class is called Advanced Consciousness Studies. It's considered Practitioner 1 training. Giselle, are you here? Giselle. And some of our people take classes online. A friend of mine does it from Idaho. And also, some people just come and take classes and we don't get to see them on Sundays. I've been told by one person in particular that Sunday skiing is her church. And I said, I got it. I get it. Okay. So Amy Rabb, I know that Amy's probably online. Faye. And Rory. Now remember, these are possibly new practitioners coming your way. Delanne. Amanda Slingerland. I know that she's probably skiing somewhere. She's who I was speaking about. Mel's not here. She's traveling the world. Jewel. I don't see Jewel. You all know Jewel Warner. Cindy Jacobson. She's not here. Let's see. Shanti. Shanti's not here. I know that she's in St. George. So those are our folks. Now stay standing because I'm probably going to read your name again. So this class was for exploring the roots of science of mind, which was no joke, maybe no fun in some cases. It's a history class, you guys, so not always fun for folks. But Delanne did it. Shanti did it. Jewel did it. Faye and Rory completed it. Lane. Yes. All right. Now, the last class that we had last year was called Change Your Thinking, Change Your Mind. Basically, change your life. Yes. I wrote change your mind. Change your mind, you guys. All right. This class is, it's either this class or Foundations that is a basic Science of Mind class. So Renelle Smith did it. And again, Jewel did it. Amanda Slingerland did it. You're going to notice you're going to hear the same names now. These are lifelong learners. I'm kind of the same way. Even though I've graduated, I'm always looking for new things to learn. Amy Rabb did it. She did it online. Again, Cindy Jacobson did it. Let's see. Allie Brinley. Allie, are you here today? No, she's probably skiing. And Robin Dale did it. Yes. Okay, let's see what I have. Anything else? I think that is it. And when you come see me in my office, I will hand these out to you. Yeah, let's give everybody love. Thank you for taking classes here. For me, when I facilitate, I don't call it teaching. You know why? Because I learn more from all of you. I learn from your wisdom. And when we come together in this kind of setting, it really allows for deep conversations. And that's what I love. I love deep spiritual, metaphysical conversations. So thank you for being in classes with us. All right, so embracing the edge for February and living on the inner edge. But the first thing I'm going to do is talk about the season of nonviolence, like Linda mentioned. So it marks 64 days between the anniversaries of the death of Gandhi and Martin Luther King. And also in between there is Cesar Chavez's birthday, which falls during the season on March 31st. The Season of Nonviolence was co-founded in 1998 by Arun and Sunita Gandhi and the Leadership Council of the Association for Global New Thought. So a lot of New Thought centers roll this out every year at this time. We learn to practice nonviolence one step at a time, one choice at a time, one day at a time. Through our daily nonviolent choices and actions, we are courageous and our spirits rise as we move forward in peace. Speaking about peace, there's a peace dance tonight at the Capitol building in the Rotunda at 3:30. I know some people in this room are going. I'm going to go home and change and see if the energy's still there. If I'm energized enough, I will be there as well. 3:30. 3:30 to 5:30, yes. Okay, so let me tell you a little bit more about the Season of Nonviolence from the words of Martin Luther King, because I found this online. When he did his speech, when he accepted the Nobel Peace Prize, he talked about the quest for peace and justice. And this is what he said. Violence as a way of achieving radical justice is both impractical and immoral. I am not unmindful of the fact that violence often brings about momentary results. Nations have frequently won their independence in battle. But in spite of temporary victories, violence never brings permanent peace. It solves no social problem. It merely creates new and more complicated ones. Boy, have we seen that. Violence is impractical because it is descending a spiral ending in destruction for all. It is immoral because it seeks to humiliate the opponent rather than to win his understanding. It seeks to immolate rather than convert. Violence is immoral because it thrives on hatred rather than love. It destroys community and makes brotherhood impossible. And I'll add sisterhood. It leaves society in a monologue rather than a dialogue. That's powerful. Violence ends up defeating itself. It creates bitterness in the survivors and brutality in the destroyers. In a real sense, nonviolence seeks to redeem the spiritual and moral lag that I spoke of earlier as a chief dilemma of modern man. It seeks to secure moral ends through moral means. Nonviolence is a powerful and just weapon. Indeed, it is a weapon unique in history which cuts without wounding and ennobles the man and women who wield it. Now, as we said, there's a PDF you can download, and every single day there's a lesson. Here's the lesson for today. And the lesson tells you what date it is, and then it will tell you a word. Today's word is smiling. Smiling. Today, smile at least 3 people, knowing that your smile contributes to their peace. Here's a quote. We can begin the process of making community wherever we are. We can begin by sharing a smile and a warm greeting. That's from a writer named Beth Hooks. We'll be using one of her books later in the year. So think about this. What keeps you from smiling at others? Notice who you do and don't smile at for this day. Take action today. Identify a person to whom you would normally not smile. I don't know who I don't smile at. I'll have to think about that. What gets in the way of a smile? What might happen if you smile at them? Oh, maybe there's someone at a store that's being really grouchy. Maybe you can just give them a big smile. What would happen if you smile at them? Either good or bad, experiment several times. Then write down or draw about your experience. So that's the action step for today. You'll have one of these every single day when you download these PDFs. So it reminds me of being in traffic, and one time there was this person really driving aggressively, and I decided instead of, the bird or getting grouchy, I just smiled at him. I just gave him a big grin. I don't think he liked that either, but it made me feel good. All right, you guys. So, living on the inner edge. Imagine yourself on a ledge, on an edge, the edge of something. Imagine yourself right on the edge of maybe a cliff or a shoreline or a threshold. Is there fear there? Okay, what if, I know the folks that are scared of heights might say yes immediately, but what if we reframe that? Maybe the edge really isn't dangerous. Maybe the edge is not about failing. Maybe the edge is an invitation to your life, to be who you are here meant to be. So, ask yourself this. Where am I being invited to stretch beyond my beliefs, my judgments of myself, into a deeper place of appreciation and self-acceptance? I'll say that again. Where are you? Where am I being invited to stretch beyond my own self-judgments, my lack of acceptance, into a deeper place of appreciation and self-acceptance? Howard Thurman wrote, "There is in every person an inward sea. And in that sea there is an island. And on that island there is an altar." I think about all the altars in my house and it just makes me feel so good. Imagine the altar is right here within us. So the inner edge is where transformation begins. The world teaches us sometimes to push outwardly. But Science of Mind and teachers like Howard Thurman teach us to call us inwardly, to come inside. Think of this. The inner edge is a place sometimes where those old stories in our life get to introduce you to the authentic truth of who you really are. Sometimes the inner edge is where fear is right in your face and faith pops up. Sometimes the inner edge is where we stop performing, stop trying to be the good student, stop trying to be the good musician or speaker or whatever you are, and be the authentic self. Again, Thurman wrote, "The journey inward is also the journey home." So, I don't think I'm the only one in this room that has had years of self-judgment. It started when I was a little kid, comparing myself to other little kids. And it really flared up when I was a teenager. Fortunately for me, I met my spiritual Eskimo and learned how to meditate at 17. Not everybody has that blessing to have that happen in their life. So I know what self-judgment feels like, and it doesn't mean that I don't do it still, but I catch myself right away. But what I want to say about self-judgment is it is a false boundary. It keeps you from being your true self. It's not the truth of who you are. So, it's an artificial edge, so to speak. Things like, I'm not ready. I'm too old. I should be further along. Ooh, shouldas, couldas, wouldas. I hate shoulding on myself. Right? Others out there are better at this than I am. Those are false boundaries, my friends. And I know from my journey that if I get a thought like that, that is not my true essence speaking to me. That's my ego trying to protect me to keep me from something that creates those false boundaries. So in Science of Mind, we talk about acceptance being that place where our life expands. And judgment being that place where our life constricts. See, the edge appears when our old beliefs can no longer contain who we are becoming. So next time you get to an edge, you want to say, all right, I'm ready to jump. I'm ready to take off. Because this edge is my invitation to be who I'm meant to be. A quick note. When I said yes to ministry and I filled in the paperwork and I ended up at Agape, this was when they still had a building in Culver City. And the very first class I took was in their sanctuary. Enormous sanctuary. And it was a speaking class. And my fellow students were very well-versed Agape practitioners. They were very well-versed speakers already. And then there was me. Boy, did I go into self-judgment. They didn't even need any notes. They'd just go up there and do their thing, and I'd be sitting there shaking, shaking in my boots. Well, I didn't have Delann's boots on, but I was shaking. I got to learn that no one could say what I had to say in the way I had to say it. And that none of us were there to emulate Reverend Michael, although he's brilliant and a wonderful speaker. He is who he is. So self-acceptance helps cross that threshold. It's not a resignation. It's aligning with your true self. Thurman teaches us that our inward life is sacred ground. And when we accept ourselves, we stop resisting our true talents, our gifts, and we grow. We stop outsourcing our worth. Hey, did I do good today? No. We create a space for Spirit to move in us and through us. So I want to just take a quick moment. I'm looking at the clock saying, wow, time has just flown by. I want you to just put your hand on your heart or your belly. And I have a question for you. Close your eyes. What is asking to be honored, not corrected, within you in this very moment? What is asking to be honored, not corrected, within you? Just sit with that for a moment. The moment we can honor it, the moment we can acknowledge it, we step into our authenticity. We can do this as individuals. We can also do this as community. Our collective edge. What is trying to be said, to be done through this beautiful community, this spiritual movement. How can we as a community show up with more authenticity, more embodiment of these teachings, more love in action? Thurman wrote, Do not ask what the world needs. Ask what makes you come alive and do that. So I'm going to kind of fast forward here for a moment. I wanted to talk about this walk for peace that's happening right now in America. Show of hands, have you heard about the monks that are walking for peace? So there's an ongoing journey in which walking becomes an act of awareness and peace becomes a daily practice. These Buddhist monks, I think it's day 98. Does that sound right, Renelle? 98 or 99, yes. Great. So I pulled a couple of pictures that Raj is going to put on the screens here so you can see what I'm talking about. So this is what they're dealing with now. So there are other pictures of them in sunny green pastures and things like that. This is what they're dealing with now. And they get up and they walk every day. They carry a little with them. Often their hands are open, and sometimes they hold flowers that strangers have given them. They're always calm and present. And that draws people out of their homes, out of their workplaces, and onto the sidewalks to watch them walk peacefully down the road. By the time they arrive in Washington, D.C., sometime next month, they will have walked more than 2,300 miles. It's amazing. Day after day for more than 3 months. They also have a furry companion with them. Aloka is his name. And he's become a symbol of compassion without words. Loyalty without conditions. And peace without any sermons. There's so many pictures online. If you go online, there's Facebook pages dedicated to them. There's websites. Look them up. Because when I think about the season of nonviolence and being a peaceful presence, there's no better example than following this journey. So, my call to you is to honor the edge of sacred ground that you're on. Are there things in your life that are calling you to show up differently? Make peace with those places. And when we come together later after service downstairs and talk about spiritual practice, the spiritual practice that I picked out for today is self-awareness. I couldn't think of anything better that just goes hand in hand with what we're talking about this month and watching these monks. One of them has been very ill, but he's still walking. They're monitoring him every single day, but he's hanging in there. He doesn't want to leave, and if he's physically able, he will finish it. So let's keep these monks in our heart and follow their peaceful journey. And if we can show up in that same kind of peaceful presence for this world, for Utah, for the United States, for this planet, change happens. Let's pray. So just feeling into that peaceful presence, taking in those pictures that we saw, knowing that these beautiful monks that are walking every day, how grateful I am for them to show us how to be peaceful, to be making a statement in a nonviolent way. How grateful I am for life, for love, for our furry friends that accompany us every day. How grateful I am for this philosophy, for New Thought, for Science of Mind, for Ernest Holmes, all of his teachers and his teachers' teachers. How grateful I am to wake up, have a body temple that supports me in every way, to get ready to be here in community, my beloved spiritual family. How grateful I am. How grateful I am to know that there is only one. It doesn't matter what you call this one. Heavenly Father, Mother, God, Goddess, oneness, allness, goodness, heart, love, energy. So many names and so many faces, and yet only one. And because I know there is only one thing happening here, I know this one thing is happening as my life. Through my words, through my actions, through my reactions, through my challenges, through my wins, through my peacefulness and compassion. And I know the same truth for each and every soul within earshot of this prayer and beyond. Because I know that words are powerful and filled with vibrations, and I allow that vibration to ripple out across the planet. So knowing that we are all interconnected, that these monks that are walking for peace are doing it for the whole, for everybody, for every place that is needing peace at this moment. They walk for peace. They stand for peace in a calm, compassionate, meaningful way. So knowing that we are unified with these beautiful monks, that love and that peace and that compassion makes the way for whatever your heart is heavy with that is wanting a prayer today. Whether it's for grieving the loss of a loved one, getting a new diagnosis, changing a job situation or having to move, having some kind of change in your life that you didn't expect. That we can take this love and peace and compassion and overlay it on our lives, over our hearts. Knowing that love shows us the way. Today and every day. We get to live on the edge and live on that inner edge as an invitation to be the authentic selves we are here to be. To let go of that egoic performer, perfectionist, judger. We get to let that go, make friends with it and say, I know that you're there, but that's not the truth of who I am. Who I am is light. Who I am is love. Who I am is peace. And that's what I bring to this world. So this is what I know in this prayerful time. And I give you a moment to say your name silently inside in the names of your beloveds that wants a prayer today. Including all beings on this planet, all animals, all Mother Nature. And how grateful I am for this powerful way of prayer that we call in this community affirmative prayer. Knowing as we affirm the goodness of life, the love of life, the universe has one response and one response only, and that is a resounding yes. Yes, yes, yes. It is yours. Nothing is held back from you. Take it, run with it. Jump off the edge. I got you. And for this, with great gratitude for answered prayer, for knowing that we're each doing our inner jump, diving inside to see the powerful presence that we are, the powerful loves that we are, the powerful light that we are. We get to just let it go. Let it be. And together we say, and so it is. Amen. Ashe.